Welcome back to ADHD Whiskey. My name is Matt, and today we're getting in the middle of a bit of a scuffle. We're trying to break up a fight. We're trying to tell which bourbon is wrong and which bourbon is right. Today, we're getting in the middle of a bourbon skirmish between a current Brown-Forman bourbon whiskey and a former Brown-Forman bourbon whiskey. Today, it's Cooper's Craft 100 versus Early Times Bottled and Bond. If you haven't watched the news this past year, here's a little history lesson. Early Times Bottled and Bond, once owned by Brown-Forman, sold to Sazerac. This whiskey was basically a cult classic, 100 proof, bottled and bond, 1 liter, son of a bitch, for less than $30. It was like 20 some dollars, and it made everybody hollers. Brown-Forman traded Early Times Bottled and Bond to Sazerac for a big stack of money. Early Times Bottled and Bond gone. Enter Cooper's Craft 100 proof, a new Brown-Forman 100 proof whiskey, priced a little bit higher, not bottled and bond, in a 750 milliliter bottle, a little bit less, for a little bit more money. This barrel-shaped bottle is going to cost you around $35, depending on where you live. Is this a good replacement for this? Let's find out right now. Cooper's Craft 100 America is going in glass A because it is a lot newer than Early Times Bottled and Bond. Early Times Bottled and Bond. Kobe. America. Early Times Bottled and Bond is going in B because it was sent to me by Branston Evans, who is breathtaking and beautiful and bold and boulder-like in terms of his muscles, and super smart and heavenly and ridiculously generous. Branston Evans, thanks for the Early Times Bottled and Bond. Let's see if it's better than Cooper's Craft. We're trying to confuse me. Which one is which? 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 Over around the arm. Through the stack them on top of each other. Bungo, bango, bongo. No big deal. Spinning them around on the shoulders for one half of a set. Nope, don't do that because they'll drop them. Spinning them around, flipping them around on top of the head. Ta-da. Almost fell, but doesn't matter because it didn't. And we're spinning them around and flipping them around. And now we are blinded, and I do not know which one is which. Glass number 1. Don't know which one it is, but we're going in for a bit of a spin and a bit of a swirl. It's like a Black Hawk helicopter flying over the roof of your house. Bitches. Bit ethanol forward, little bit of a peanut, little bit of a red fruit roll up. Yes. Little bit of a boozy fruit roll up. A little bit of medicinal cherry, maybe a slight citrus note, like maybe an orange pith, the pith of an orange. Oh, a little bit of a garden smell actually, like the soil that you use to plant like an elevated garden. Yeah, a little bit of soil, a little bit of orange, a little bit of red licorice, and a little bit of fruit roll up. I wasn't expecting earthy notes on either of these, but guess what? Friggin' America, friggin' Earth. Earth. All right, let's go in for a taste of glass number 1. Down the hatch. that's nice. That is creamy and oily and sweet. I like that a lot. Lots of pie crust notes in there. A perfectly cooked pie crust with brown sugar and vanilla. It's not complex. It's not making you think a lot about what's happening. I dig that. You are good, glass number 1. Earth. Hydrogen and oxygen, for sure. Glass number 2. Ooh. Number 2 is also nice. Number 2 is baking spices. There's definite nutmeg there and a heck of a lot of cinnamon. It's fruity, but not fruity. It's like fruit got into a fight with a flower, and the flower smothered the fruit and suffocated it, and then spent the rest of its life living on top of it. Hashtag flower power. There's a little bit of butterscotch on here. It's like a bitter, sweet fruit. Thimbleberry. Friggin' thimbleberry on the nose of glass 2. First sip of glass 2 is also good. Maybe not quite as oily as glass number 1, but still very good. This is a little bit spicier. It has a little bit more barrel spice on it. Sip number 2. Ooh, caramel corn. It's got a caramel corn finish. Glass 2 is definite Cracker Jacks. Oily, viscous Cracker Jacks. Glass 1? Or glass 2? Glass 1? Or glass 2? Glass 1 a bit sweeter, glass 2 a bit spicier. By a slim margin, I think the nose is better on glass 1. Slightly. Glass 1. Glass 2. These are so close. I enjoy the spiciness on glass 2, but there's a bit of a spike mid-palate of ethanol that threw me off a little bit. Glass number 1 was what I would consider to be an easier and better drinker at the same proof point. It's sweeter, a little bit oilier. This bourbon skirmish is close enough where if I redid this tomorrow, I could probably have a different favorite. But tonight, today, my favorite out of these 2 is glass number 1. And the winner by flying armbar at 3 minutes and 37 seconds in round number 2 is glass number 1. And glass number 1 is glass A, which is Cooper's Craft tonight. To be totally honest, I was thinking that Early Times was going to win. I thought the spicier one was going to be Cooper's Craft and it was going to lose, but guess what? How the turntables have flipped. My name is Matt, this is ADHD Whiskey, and like I always say, keep your head in the clouds but your mind on taking 2 similar things and then testing them against each other. Like me and Mr. Olympia. Or me and adult male actors. Or me and astronauts. Or me and billionaires. Because guess what? When you compare things that are so similarly close together, you just never know which one's gonna be better. If you made it this far in the video, I applaud you. Great job. You're probably asleep and autoplay is on. Thank you for watching. Thank you for hitting the thumbs up. Freaking love you for it. Thank you for leaving a comment below telling me how you think Early Times Bottled and Bond is better than Cooper's Craft and how I'm a big fat idiot. And thank you for hitting the subscribe button because you haven't done it yet.